Well, hello there. Oh gosh, I'm all blurry again. Hey now, turn that down too. Get you plugged in actually. Ready for tomorrow. Alright, let me fix, oh, I think we're good. No. No, we're not. Let me fix this quick, and we'll get going here. And it'll freeze, so we will unplug. Plug. There we go. Okay, so, where were we? What were we up to? We were doing character stuff. Let's also go ahead and get ourselves Toy Middle open here. And then we'll need server. And client eventually here. Okay, so we were trying to do a couple things. First things first, we need to add this to state. We figured out how to blow to. We've already figured out the below to do. That was getting look actually working. Right now, this just returns. So we want to add this to state. Hibernation terminated. We are so back. Hey, Marco, how's it going? I wasn't sure I would see you because of my new time slot. Okay. We, down here, not in character. It's in character manager. We just left our note in there. We would need to skill check stuff looking for, yeah, this is already up here too. Yeah. So we need to do that for the exits, but we have the room information now in the character to base that on. Current room info is a room information, which has our location and our exits. A room exit has these, so we can submit these as part of our move. We need to wire all that up, but right now, yeah, that's still to do. Right, meow. What do we got that's yellow in here? What's copies of locked value? Ah. Character contains notification wrapper. Sync light. It's a little late, but I'll stay as long as I can. It's also a good excuse for me to get work done in the background. Cool, yeah. No worries. We'll go. It's only going to be a couple hours today. I'm still getting used to all the new schedule of everything, right? So. Got to figure all that out. We need to take care of this as well. Convert internal to character. Notification wrapper. This needs to return a pointer. And let's do it down here just for readability. And then in our 3 usages, which is here, we're using a pointer there for our unstow. So we can just get rid of that. And what else? Tests we're using you. Say expected as a pointer. Is this telling us now? Oh, no, okay. It's telling it that it copies. Okay, that's fine. Thought it was telling me that I wasn't comparing a pointer and a pointer for a second there, which would be kind of a nice IntelliSense feature, but we'll live. Okay, so that'll fix that issue. And then let's go ahead and run these just to be sure everything is still happy with that change. I don't think there were anything other uses in there. And we're all green. Fantastic. Okay. But the real thing I wanted to do, let's do a commit for that though. Return pointer on convert from internal so that we don't copy any mutexes. We can do that. Down here in our handler, things are kind of a mess visually. And I think it'll be easier to read these. We'll just kind of tidy this up as we go here. It'll be easier to read these if we pull these out. Let's tidy up everything around us. Just impose a little bit of sanity on here because we're going to be scrolling this a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we have applied damage here. The let's refresh that because it's frozen. There we go. The apply effect, apply damage, remove effect, decrement effect. This does need, okay, so these need to be methods if we pull them out. And like we don't gain anything really from like an abstraction point, but it makes it clearer what we're doing. It's easier to read these different things, right? If we put them into their own functions here, own methods. We'll do handle, what was the first one? Handle apply damage. This is going to return an error, I believe, is how this was set up. Yeah, these return errors, so this all comes down. This becomes handle apply damage. We just return it. This comes down here. We do need to give it the event though, which up here is this. So it's a game events event. Like so. That hooks us back up perfectly. Okay. And then apply effect. Just copy this down here. This should be handle apply effect. We'll still return an error. Perfect. Up here, Like so. Give it the event. Next one is remove effect. This is event, not effect. All of you in there. Remove effect. Let's do our decrement now. Like so. Place this. This is character enter. I have forgotten how to type apparently. There we go. Now, all this. Character enter, event. Character exit. Like so. How's the new work going? It's all right. I'm still in training, and I don't particularly like it, but you know, we just make the best of what we can. And character exit. I would much rather just be doing this all day. That's for sure. Notify character. So this one... it's kind of going to be huge, even if we pull it out. But... yeah, it makes sense just to put it into 1. I was thinking about pulling it out into 2, but that could get messier. And we might eventually do it, but... just notify, right? Oop. I didn't copy all of it. Oh, no, I did. We just returned early. Okay. Yeah, we're okay. Okay, one more. Just the look. Like so. Character look. Event. There. Alright. That is better for reading, for sure. I almost want to put this... I guess it doesn't really matter. Gonna do it though. I want to put these up top. They can go after new character manager. Just because this is probably going to be something we have to look at more often in theory. And it'll just be easier to get to there, and then these can live down here still. That's fine. They're internals. Let's do dock strings for them real quick though. And there's returns the event types. This package module package. It's technically a Go package. Package can handle used for registering with game manager. Handle event handles the events sent by game manager, dispatches to character objects as needed, I guess we could say. And string is just a stringer. We shouldn't need to document that. Should be fine. Okay. Let's run. We don't really have. We need to add testing for event handler. This is done now. How are we going to do that? Let's do a commit first, actually, for that work. In fact, or the event handler function methods for different types for readability. Should I have something positive to say about Go today? I do wish Rush had structural type system instead of a nominal one. I find myself importing shady libraries just to be able to use some type. Yes. The fact that I don't have to import things every time I want to do something because the standard library and all the tooling around it is just so complete is very, very nice. And gosh, it's getting dark out. Let me turn off some lights. 1 sec. How's that? Not great. Also not amazing, but slightly better. How about that? Oh, there we go. That's best. Best yet. Go with that for now. We need to get some better lighting. Little webcam, are you... You should adjust a little bit. Or you could crash again. That'd be a thing you could do too. There we go. Well, I guess that's what we get for now. We'll have to get some better lighting. It's on the list. I guess if we did. That makes me look slightly less. Yeah, right? Exactly. I have another lamp. Let me do that. Let me grab that quick. I kind of forgot that this was going to be a problem. But if we do that just a little bit, that's probably the bestest yet. It's much nicer when I was at, afternoon. And all I had to do was open the blinds. All right. Where was I? Oh, hello, little Viewbot spammer. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of, eh? Get you out of there. Make sure. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, testing. What we can do. We'd have to like register. We just register a character, make it an online character. Basically just drive it from the test, which we can do, I'm pretty sure. We'd have to then listen to the character's output. And because we would be driving it at that point like an NPC, right? Which is fine. We kind of built with that in mind. And it's just going to be a lot of work, but we kind of should do it. Get our character manager test. Hey, not down there. There. And the other thing, cicadas, loud today. If we do this now, then we can expand on it for the skill checking. So now is kind of a good time to do it, I think. And let's just kind of tidy this up so that we can take a look at main. So we set up pretend database. That will matter because we'll use it to create it. We also have some test effects, so we can use those for testing the effect handlers. And skills and attributes. Okay, perfect. Duration and tick time. Why are you guys not here with your constant friends? Okay. So test DB. Marshaled skills, statuses. Oh, we put them in the files, right? Okay. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So we should be able to, because we marshal those as part of the test setup in test main, should be able to pull them. And we have our configs dir, attribute skills, and effect file names. Okay. So let's just start at the top here. We moved you, not that one. This one. We'll start with applied damage, I guess. We don't really do anything with applied damage. We call applied damage on it. I guess we can inspect the character's health state after. That'd be okay. Test handle applied damage. Test DB. What else do we need? We need a test logger. We have a log. Okay, perfect. And then, oops, a config. So we need to do where did we put our config? Manager config is what we called you. Why are you shadowed? Do we already have a... We do have a test config. Okay, perfect. We can use that. This should be... that. And then this also has an error. What else do we need? Is that everything? I think so, yeah. Error creating test tier manager was the fatal error. Perfect. Okay. Now, create character. We need a context for the test, right? Context, first name, last name. Yes, okay. So, with timeout, child of context background, duration, we'll say 10 seconds. That's a million years for this. That's fine. Defer the cancel. And then we'll do we need to care about this? Unstow takes the ID. So it shouldn't matter. But our character names, we have to be careful. Because this is going to create things in this test manager and its fake database. We can't overlap them. So we're actually going to call you test handle apply damage last name, just his last name. Perfect. And if we do that, then we don't have issues. It's a silly name for a person, but it'll work. In fact, you should just because. There we go. Okay, so this is fatal test character, whatever the error was. Then we need to unstow them. This is pointer and an error. Okay. Give it the ID. This needs to be stringed. I thought. Oh, you need context as well. Use the same one. That's fine. It's got millions of years left. This takes an ID string. This returns a UUID. So yeah, we do need to string it. Okay, perfect. Again, error is not nil. It's fatal. Error. Unstowing test character. Whatever the error was. Now, we need to create a test event. Don't have that. We do have apply damage there. And then this is the data. What did we do for you? Health change event. You did make a helper then. Okay, that's fine. Target is test character ID. Amount is 10, I guess. What do we create you with? HP wise. Default max HP. Okay, so we'll just do 5. Because it should be using this when we create you. Then this. And I spelled this incorrectly. We'll fix that. There we go. Now, that should be everything we need. That should be all wrapped up. We just need to do test damage event. No? Okay, this returns us a pointer. Did we not do... Because we put them into... Okay, yeah. We can just dereference you. Because you get put into the list and then... It doesn't really matter, hopefully. Okay. Error handling damage event. Whatever the error was. Okay, and then test character current HP is not equal to, and here's what we're going to do. This damage amount, this is not equal to max, or default max HP rather, minus this damage amount. Damage not applied correctly. Expected this. Current HP that got that. This will be max HP minus test damage. But we got test character current HP, like so. Okay, this should run and should pass, I believe. We don't need, yeah, I think we're good. And it does, perfect. Okay, one down. Add test for apply damage event. Get all these other changes out of there as well, because we renamed that variable. It should have been capitalized to begin with, but that's fine. Apply effect. So here we need to do almost the same exact thing. Except apply if damage is now effect, like so. Guess Twitch fell over. It's annoying. Anywho. So we still unstow. This event needs to get changed. This block, basically. We still handle event. So it's this block and this block. We need to do, we didn't create a helper for you either. That's fine. Just go look here. Status effect event. So we just do status effect event. Target ID is our character again. His ID, perfect. Effect ID. We need to go look at our status effects list. We can just do the first one, that's fine. We just need to make sure that it's applied. So, we can do that. UUID of that. Count of 1, I suppose. That makes sense. New event, game events dot apply effect, test effect event, like so. And then we apply or handle event on test event. Let's clean up this that's no longer used. And then this goes away. What we need to do get applied status effects gives us a list, right? Yes. We do that, and then we say if it's not equal to 1, we'll do an error that says character has unexpected number of applied effects. Got wanted. And this is just len applied effects wanted 1, and then here we can say if applied effects is less than 1, we'll just call fatal. Otherwise we can still go check it. And so here we say, and this gives us full-blown effects, right? Applied status. Oh, we do need to get the effect, okay. Effects 0. Effect should be the full-blown effect. This is a status effect, though. Config manager status effect. These are applied status, which has an effect. Which is the status. Okay. That's annoying. We can check the ID, though. If this is not equal to let's do this. We'll pull this out into a variable. Like so. Test effect ID. Say bad applied effect ID got wanted and then these can be applied effects 0 dot effect dot ID dot string, and we'll move these both down here because this is going to get a little bit long, and this is test effect ID string as well. That way they're both readable. Okay, and then we should also do let's actually do we'll go 5 here as well, just for funsies, and then we can say if effects 0 dot effect dot, or not dot effect, dot count, stack count, I think. Yes. Add applied effect stack count. Got. What? Wanted. What? And we'll do the same thing here. Applied effects 0. Stack count. And then test effect count. Like so. That should pass. And it does. Fantastic. Let's do handle apply effect. Remove effect is next. It should take a same status effect event, so we can copy this. Like so. Remove effect. This we won't need an effect count for. Well, actually, we can leave that. Now, we should do this a different way. We should apply status effect. This is status effects list. We can just use 0 again. That's fine. And we'll still do 5. What do you want here? If status.effect. This is the config manager version. We need to do the same thing we do here manually, just to get it out. This will be test manager dot status effects get status effect. Status effects list 0. The UUID, believe. Let me do that. Let's say invalid. This doesn't need to be formatted. We'll say invalid. Test effect. There we go. Otherwise, this goes into here. And I don't remember if this returns. No, it does not. There is no way for it to error. Well, nothing to do about it if it errors. So we put that in. And we still do 5. This all goes, well, we can keep that. But this one goes away. And it's still an apply effect. No, it's a remove effect. Move effect. We still create this event though. ID is the same. Target ID, that is. Effect ID. Test effect ID. Count is not valid, I believe. Handle remove effect. Just call remove with the effect. Yeah, so we should be good there. This should now be 0. This all goes away. I'm just thinking about the output here. If we do this, An error there. That's really all we can really do, because it should be removed. That's been updated. Let's run this. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's do decrement, which won't look like remove. It'll look more like apply in structure. But we'll take this out. We'll still manually apply the effect. Let's keep this up here. And then our decrement still has a target, still has an effect ID. It will have a count. This will be this decrement count we'll say is 3. Like so. This is no longer apply. This is decrement. Speaking of which, this is also now decrement. So we still send that in. We still apply you manually. This is still good now. There should still be one effect. The ID should be the same, but the stack count should be test effect count minus test decrement count. Like so. And it is perfect. Love that. Add test for decrement effect. Now, character enter is going to look kind of different because we're going to need 2 characters. But we can start with this. Oop. Handle character enter. So this will be test handle car enter, and for last name we'll say stationary. And we're gonna need do we need a map or can we fake a map just with locations? I think we can just fake it with locations. Test stationary car ID. Test stationary car. Or not stationary, test. Yeah. Stationary car. We'll do a quick note for ourselves. This character is already in the room. Fake room. And then we do... And also let's make sure we call out which one in the errors. Like so. And then we'll also do... This character is the one entering fake room. Can use the same context for this. We give it a million years of duration. Little car enter. Moving car. Same deal. We missed something. Nope, we're good. Okay. And then we unstow you. String that. Perfect. Stowing. Moving test character. The error. Like so. Okay. Now. We need to put you both. Room data. Character notify is the event, which has occupants. Yeah, so we're good with that. Pretty sure. So in our deal here, this can go away. Game events. New move event. We'll return our event in whole. This takes the character, the tags, which should be on our character already because we unstowed them. Why do you have the tags on you? To do. Here, why we have tags. Because if they're on the character... Oh, never mind. It's because the map needs them. We use the same move. This is not correct. This is for the moving side of it. We can't use this one. And it's because map just fires off a notification. Let's get rid of that for now. Fix my crazy capital there. Character notify with a room data in it. So we can do that. We still need to give it a event type here. Character enter. I've started writing gibberish. I write public static main string args and Rust. I think I need to go to bed. Sorry I can stay longer. Hey man, no problem. I know how it be. Have yourself a wonderful night, and I do appreciate you swinging through. Good to see you again. This is not a private event. Topic ID, this is our test moving car ID. Occupant IDs is just going to be the stationary car ID. And then what else do we need here? Data. Data is the room data. So room data, fill the fields, location, new from int, you can be 1-1, sure, why not? Test enter. Ugh. That. Exits is a list of room exit. Let's go ahead and give it at least one of those. So that we can check it. Northwest, sure, why not? Let's leave the DCs out for now. And then this. Test room data. That's our test enter event. We feed you into handle events. Now, here's what we need to do. Our characters have a notify enter. They build that up, they build that, and then they notify the leave update, which is a protocol, which is this. I thought we did. No, we didn't. Okay. I thought for some reason we had provision in here to make this easier to work with for NPCs, but maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't go that far. Because this should be... This should be something else that we can work with as an NPC. We can reuse a lot of this, I think. Room data gets put into the character. So they should have that. How do we want to do this? It's good that we're doing it now, because this is a problem we need to solve. And I don't think we have any real testing around this other than seeing that we get stuff out of it. This is leave update. This should be enter update. Probably a copy pasta error. How do we want to do this for NPCs to interact with? That's the main thing, right? We could do... At this level, we have access to the character pointers, which we're probably going to want to have. The, fix this real quick. Just noticed. There we go. Like, the room data isn't really... We might want exits. We're really interested in tracking are the characters themselves. Which we kind of have with this notify event. So we have occupants, we have the topic. And I'm almost thinking that we do like character enter, like a an enum for character manager, maybe. Where we do things that only have meaning within the character package. That would mean that we add our NPC controller, or we'd have to put it someplace else, right? We could just use the game event stuff. Because we don't know how we want that to work yet. I think that's why we push this idea further out. This we should make sure we updated. I think I want to keep using the game event package as much as possible. Hello to yourself as well there, Unmasoned. This is remove effect event. This is apply effect event. Put this down here just for visual organization. And this one should be decrement effects event. Okay, so if we were to keep using the game events package and its enums, we could use character enter. And we could use this notify event still, which is probably the answer, because that's what it's for, right? Is to notify a character. this would need to change. And it's only used in character here for look, notification, etc., and in tests. Topic, character, notify, source, notify. Okay. So how are we going to get these out of here and then compare them? Notify, enter. We can modify the data here to still do our checks and stuff like that. Don't mind me asking, what are you making here? This is the server side of a MUD game. And then our update is still only what should be sent to the client. We just do it in a slightly different way. Little internet blip there. Slow down. I'm pretty okay with that, I think. It's going to break our test. That's okay. And then over here, what we'll do is we'll have a variable for the update. We'll just fire the listener off in Go routines with a wait group that we can wait for here. That's what we'll do. Okay, so notify is now going to no longer take protocol message. Let's do... Well, it can still be message, I guess. That. And this becomes character notify. This we need to also fix up. So we had to pull you out for the mutex. That notification channel. That this becomes that. Probably fine not to use pointers here for now. Okay, that takes care of all that. And then down here, this stuff is basically going to be... So you put the room exits in there. Oh, we don't pass the full... We'd have to build a new one here. Double check this. Character notify. We could change that. We can give this that. This would then be topic ID. Oops. I think this is why we didn't do this, because we wanted to make sure that room data was in there. Let's undo that real quick. Room change data. It's a character notify. Well, actually, that doesn't actually completely tell us anything about this. For a couple reasons. Because data is an interface. What are we really interested in right now? We can keep in the NPC controller like a list of occupants if we care for some reason. What I'm thinking about mostly is just like if you enter a room where there's an enemy, it should attack you, right? So it needs to know that you have entered. So we can still use the enum, but not do a full character notify event. And I'm just thinking what other things... Like at a basic level, we need... like the ability to speak a keyword to them, like help, right? For like a newbie helper character, and to know when something has entered the room. That'll give us like the baseline behavior. But how do we make this reusable for other things that get notified without making a mess of this? Some stuff moves over into whatchamacallit, client handler, which is fine. We can build strings there. I'm actually pretty happy with that, because if we want to do different types of clients, then it would help us to be able to do that, right? If the behavior of translating this but I'm thinking that we need a different kind of thing. My internet is really struggling right now for some reason. Let me double check this. You really shouldn't be struggling. You should be completely happy where you are. Oh, now it won't even talk to it. Wonder if that's related to my issues. There it goes. There's an update for tonight, but we won't do that now. Let's see here. Obstructed. Yeah, you shouldn't be obstructed. Gonna have to move that a little bit tomorrow. Okay. We'll do that in a bit. See if we can't get a better shot to the sky. Okay. But this, for now, we'll just power through the pain. It's hard because there's two different use cases, right? So we definitely need the room data. We can get exits out of our character object if we need that for some reason. So that's all still good. We would have to do... You need like a... Let's do this. We'll say that we have a thing. It is... Because we can't use protocol here. Character action? And it has... an action type, which is a game events dot event type. because that'll allow us to check these. And then the just call it an action. I don't. We will want to export this, I think. And then this will be probably just the character. But then, if we want this to be generic, we really kind of need to be an interface for the data, which kind of ends up, we rebuild the game event stuff, essentially, right? So we don't really want to do that. So we would have to type assert if we just pass it the event. Let's go take this out. Because we don't want to do that. We could give this the whole event. We make sure you're a character notify event. At the very least. And we just move the assert in here. We have to do the assert here, though, to pull out our room change data. And then we'd have to do it again in the notification, which I guess maybe isn't the end of the world. Maybe that's okay. So this would be which is a character notify? Yes, notify event. This becomes topic ID. We need to here do the assert if we're going to do this. This doesn't return an error. We could log it, I suppose. Dot log error formatted like so. Or we can make this return an error. But all we end up doing in the case of an error, being game manager, that would get the error back. And I think it just logs it. Handle event, if error is not nil. Yeah, we just log it. Oh wait, no, we return it. And then handle event here is part of this. And then we log that error. Okay. So we don't really lose anything by logging it here instead of returning. So I'm okay with that, I guess. So we log it. Otherwise, we do all that. And then our notify, because it takes a character notify, would get that. Oh my gosh. My internet is dropping again. Okay. Are we back again? Can't tell for sure. I think we're good. I'm gonna call it just a little bit early today because of that internet issue that I'm having. I need to go fix that. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep dropping. I think because it's been like 4 times in the past 20 minutes or so. So we'll call it here a little bit early. I should be back tomorrow, hopefully with a more stable connection. And we'll continue this. I think we're on the right track with just passing at the events. I think that's going to give us better ability to drive things later too. It'll add testability and the ability to drive it via an NPC, which we do need to solve. So we'll continue with that tomorrow. And thanks everybody who swung by. It's great to see you all again. I'd love to see you again. Should be back again tomorrow. Same time. If you're on Twitch, the schedule should be posted. It's kind of a temporary interim schedule as I get things squared away.